With your CIG TV news update, I'm Jay Gerhardt in for Donna Bush. We begin with the highlights of the Positive Intervention Now, or PIN program graduation, held on Thursday evening, organized by the St. George Anglican Church for students of Georgetown Primary. The focus is on helping students learn important life skills. In addition to what is learned at schools, the 6 girls and 4 boys received various awards throughout the evening, including awards for attendance, reading, good behavior, and helpfulness. The Most Outstanding Boy for the Year award went to Damar Robinson, while Samara Walters took home the Outstanding Girl award. Other single awards given were for the Most Improved to Fred Booth Jr., while Alexis Espew won the Math award. Throughout the evening, there was singing and instrumental performances by former Penn students, and speaking on behalf of the Cayman Islands government was Planning Minister, the Honorable Joseph Hugh.
How much has been achieved over 11 years in service to our community. The government led by the Honorable Premier believes in our young people. In fact, the Premier himself, as I'm sure many of you are aware, volunteered at this program from 2009 until the demands of his office became too erroneous. He still supports the program and provides a meal for the students each week, a sign of his long-standing commitment to you, the future of the Cayman Islands. Well done for engaging and sticking with this program. Good luck in your next chapter, and I have every confidence that you will be successful. Parents, thank you for supporting your children on this journey. I'm sure you've also learned a thing or two through this PIN program.
Giving the keynote address for the evening was Marzita Baden, while thanks and awards were also given to the many volunteers, supporters, and parents who are all a part of the PIN program, now in the 11th year. The National Roads Authority, along with its subcontractor, Island Paving, will be carrying out upgrades to the pavement at the small roundabout near Napa Auto Parts. It's all part of the larger Elgin Avenue and Crew Road extension project, and it's all taking place this weekend. The small roundabout will require a full closure on Sunday, the 16th of June, from 7 until 4 p.m. in order to install a new pavement surface. Traffic traveling in that area will be diverted, and motorists are asked to keep watch for traffic diversion signs and markings and are required to drive with caution. NRA thanks the public for their patience during these roadworks and looks forward to providing the benefits of these much-needed improvements. And finally, this Friday, a press release announces the retirement of Mr. Errol Bush as chairman of the Cayman Islands Port Authority Board for personal reasons. Quote, I thank Mr. Bush for his loyalty to the Port Authority and the people of the Cayman Islands who depend upon the port for employment and safe delivery of goods to our islands, said the Deputy Premier, the Honorable Moses Kirkconnell. Mr. Bush joined the Port Authority in 1979 as Deputy Port Director of Finance and became Port Director in 1986, a role he served until December of 2001. He was named Chairman of the Port Authority Board in August of 2013. Deputy Chairman Eric Joseph will serve as the interim chairman, and Cabinet will appoint a replacement for Mr. Bush as chairman of the Port Authority Board in the near future. For a look at the weekly schedule of programs here on CIG Television, you can go online to gis.gov.ky, and if you missed today's news update, go to our Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm Jay Gerhardt in for Donna Bush this Friday. Thanks for watching.
Did you know that planning permission is required for a shed? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know planning permission is required to clear land by mechanical means? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
Did you know that planning permission is required for an addition, alteration, or any material change to your house? The 10% rule no longer exists. Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required?
The Esterly Tibbetts Highway 3-lane roundabout is ready for drivers. It's time to make sure you know how to use it. First, know which exit you need to take. Pay attention to lane arrows and signs. Make sure you use your signal to change lanes or exit the roundabout. To turn left, you always approach in the left-hand lane and indicate left. To drive straight ahead, you need to be looking out for signs and road markings indicating which lane to use. Get in one of the lanes marked with a straight-through arrow. If turning right, you must use the right-hand lane and indicate accordingly. To use the roundabout safely, remember these 3 tips. Know your exit, pick your lane, and signal to make your turn.